The Atlantic puffin, Fratercula arctica, is one of the most iconic seabirds in the northern hemisphere, especially along the coastal cliffs and islands of northern Norway. Known for their striking black and white plumage, bright orange beaks, and playful demeanor, these puffins are a favorite of wildlife enthusiasts. In Norway, Atlantic puffins are particularly abundant in regions like the Lofoten Islands, Runde Island, and Svalbard. These locations offer the ideal nesting conditions with steep cliffs and easy access to the sea, where puffins hunt for small fish. Despite their seemingly thriving populations, Atlantic puffins are currently listed as vulnerable. This is due to a combination of environmental changes, overfishing, and the impacts of climate change, which have affected their food sources and breeding success. Protecting these birds and their habitats has become critical to ensure their survival in the years to come. The Atlantic puffin, Fratercula arctica, is a small yet striking seabird with several distinctive features that make it easily recognizable. Size: puffins stand at a modest height of about 10-12 inches, 25-30 centimeters, making them relatively small compared to other seabirds. Wingspan: their wingspan ranges from 19-24 inches, 47-63 centimeters, which helps them navigate both the air and water with surprising agility. Weight: adult puffins weigh between 300-500 grams, making them light and aerodynamic for flying and diving. Distinctive features: one of the puffin's most noticeable characteristics is its large, colorful beak, which turns a bright orange during the breeding season in summer, but fades to a duller shade during winter months. Their plumage is primarily black and white, with black feathers covering their backs, wings, and heads, while their bellies remain white. Puffins also have short wings, which are well adapted for their dual lifestyle of flying and swimming. Their wings work like flippers underwater, allowing them to fly through the sea when hunting for fish. Atlantic puffins have developed a range of fascinating behaviors and adaptations that allow them to thrive in their coastal and marine environments. Diet: puffins primarily feed on small fish, such as herring, capelin, and sand eels. They have excellent hunting skills, capturing multiple fish at once using their specialized beaks. Hunting skills: puffins are skilled divers, using their wings to fly underwater in search of prey. They can dive to depths of up to 200 feet and stay submerged for as long as a minute, giving them ample time to catch fish. Flight: while puffins are excellent swimmers, their flight is unique. They flap their wings rapidly, up to 400 times per minute, to stay airborne, reaching speeds of up to 55 miles per hour. However, their takeoffs can be clumsy as they must build momentum by running along the water's surface before becoming airborne. Breeding season: from April to August, puffins return to the same breeding colonies each year, often to the same burrows. They are monogamous, usually reuniting with the same mate annually. Both parents share responsibilities, including incubating their single egg and feeding the chick. Lifespan: puffins have a relatively long lifespan for a seabird, averaging around 20 years. Some individuals have been known to live for more than 30 years, continuing to return to their colonies each breeding season. Atlantic puffins are colonial nesters, meaning they gather in large, dense colonies during the breeding season. These colonies are typically located on steep cliff edges, offering protection from predators and easy access to the sea. Burrows: puffins prefer to dig burrows in soft soil along cliffs or coastal islands. Where the terrain is rocky, they may use natural crevices to nest. These burrows, often 2 to 3 feet deep, provide a safe place to lay their eggs and raise their chicks, protecting them from harsh weather and predators. Egg: puffins usually lay a single egg per breeding season. The solitary egg is carefully incubated by both parents, who take turns keeping it warm for about 40 days until it hatches. Parental care: after the egg hatches, both parents share the responsibility of feeding the chick. They provide the young puffin with small fish, often making numerous trips to sea each day. This shared parental care continues until the chick is ready to fledge, usually around 6 to 8 weeks after hatching. Atlantic puffins follow a unique seasonal pattern, spending most of the year far from land. Migration patterns. After the breeding season ends, usually around late August, puffins leave their coastal nesting grounds and head out to sea. They spend the entire winter on the open ocean, far from land, migrating to areas where food is abundant. These areas can include the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, though specific migration routes remain largely mysterious due to the puffin's solitary nature at sea. Winter behavior. During the non-breeding season, puffins adopt a more solitary lifestyle, flying alone rather than in flocks. They continue to feed on small fish and crustaceans while riding the waves. Their winter plumage changes slightly as their bright orange beak fades to a duller color. This period is critical for puffins to build up energy reserves before returning to their colonies in the spring. The Atlantic puffin faces several growing threats that are impacting its population, leading to its vulnerable status. Climate change. One of the most significant threats is the warming of seas due to climate change. As ocean temperatures rise, fish populations, particularly the small fish puffins rely on, such as herring and sand eels, are shifting in range or declining. This disruption makes it harder for puffins to find food, especially during the breeding season when they must feed their chicks. Overfishing. Puffins also compete with commercial fisheries for their primary food sources. Overfishing has led to a decline in the availability of fish like herring and capelin, which puts additional pressure on puffin populations, particularly during critical breeding periods. Pollution. Pollution, especially plastic waste, poses another significant threat to puffins. Puffins can mistakenly ingest plastic, which can be fatal. Additionally, oil spills contaminate their coastal habitats, disrupting the birds' ability to hunt and damaging their plumage, which can hinder their ability to stay warm and buoyant. Predation. Puffins are also vulnerable to natural predators, particularly large gulls and skuas, which target both adult puffins and their chicks. Human disturbance, especially in their nesting colonies, can also negatively impact puffin breeding success and survival rates. Efforts to protect the Atlantic puffin are critical due to the various threats they face. These conservation measures aim to safeguard their habitats, food sources, and overall population. Protection status. Puffins are protected under a range of national and international laws. These regulations are designed to prevent hunting and overexploitation of puffin populations. In many regions, including Norway and the UK, puffins are listed as vulnerable or near threatened, prompting increased legal protection for their colonies and habitats. Marine reserves. The creation of marine reserves and protected coastal areas has been a key strategy in puffin conservation. These reserves help to safeguard essential feeding grounds, ensuring that puffins have access to food during both the breeding and non-breeding seasons. These protected zones also reduce the impact of human activities such as fishing and pollution. Sustainable fishing. Conservationists are working alongside fisheries to promote sustainable fishing practices. By managing fish stocks like herring and sand eels, efforts are being made to ensure puffins have enough food to support their populations. Reducing overfishing is critical to maintaining healthy marine ecosystems for puffins and other seabirds. Tourism regulation. Puffins are a popular attraction for ecotourism, particularly during the breeding season. To minimize disturbances to their nesting sites, regulations are put in place to manage puffin watching tours. These efforts include limiting the number of visitors, maintaining distance from nests, and educating tourists about responsible wildlife viewing practices. The Atlantic puffin holds a special place in the cultural and natural heritage of Norway, especially in the coastal regions where they nest. Tourism attraction. Puffins are a major attraction for eco-tourists, drawing thousands of visitors each year to locations like the Lofoten Islands and Runda Island. Tourists travel from around the world to witness these charismatic birds in their natural habitats. Puffin watching tours play an important role in the local economies of these regions, promoting wildlife conservation through responsible tourism. Symbolism. Puffins have also become symbolic of Norway's rich coastal wildlife and natural beauty. They are often used as emblems of conservation efforts, highlighting the importance of protecting marine ecosystems and bird populations. Puffins' colorful appearance and unique behaviors have made them beloved creatures, both locally and internationally, and they serve as ambassadors for the protection of the natural environment. Fun facts about the Atlantic puffin. Nickname: puffins are affectionately nicknamed sea parrots due to their brightly colored beaks, which resemble those of tropical parrots. Their striking orange, red, and yellow beaks make them one of the most distinctive seabirds. Monogamous relationships. Puffins are known for their lifelong bonds with a single mate. Once they find a partner, they usually stay together for life, returning to the same burrow each year to raise their chicks. Beak color change. One of the puffin's most fascinating traits is the seasonal change in its beak color. During the breeding season, their beaks turn vibrant shades of orange to attract mates. After the season ends, puffins shed the colorful outer layers of their beaks, revealing a duller, grayish beak for the winter months. Best times and places to see puffins in Norway. The best time to see Atlantic puffins in Norway is during their breeding season, from May to August, when they return to coastal colonies to mate and raise their chicks. Top locations to see puffins. 1. Runda Island. Known as Puffin Island, Runda is home to one of the largest puffin colonies in Norway. Visitors can enjoy spectacular views of puffins nesting along the island's cliffs. 2. Varanger Peninsula. Located in the far northeast of Norway, Varanger Peninsula is a prime spot for puffin viewing, offering breathtaking landscapes and an abundance of seabirds, including puffins. 3. Lofoten Islands. The Lofoten Islands, with their dramatic cliffs and pristine waters, are another popular destination for puffin watchers. Here, puffins nest on the island's rocky shores, providing visitors with close-up views of these charming birds. 4. Svalbard Archipelago. For those looking to experience puffins in a more remote setting, the Svalbard Archipelago, located above the Arctic Circle, offers opportunities to see puffins in their natural, untouched habitat.